Hi guys, good morning. Today we will learn about data types in MongoDB. Data types, when we are inserting any document in our MongoDB, the time what the key and value are there, and those value are different type of data type. Now we will discuss on the same on our this video. MongoDB support many data types. Below are the list of MongoDB data types: string, integer, double, boolean, date, timestamp, null, arrays, object, object ID, regular expression. And we will cover each of the data type in our next slide. Now we will understand string data type in MongoDB. String is the most used data type to store the data. This data type contains a string of text or any other kind of characters. String in MongoDB must be UTF-8 valid. String data type always contain inside single quote or double quote. You can see this example string data type in our document, that is king, which is containing inside the double quote. So we will consider this value is a string data type. And in this example, we are inserting the data into our employee collection. Now we will move to our next data type is integer. This data type is used to store numerical value. Integer can be 32-bit or 62-bit depending upon your server. In this case, I have created two variables, which is employee age, and I have assigned some integer value. Similarly, I have created another variable, that is employee salary or employee sal, and I have also assigned the numeric value only, and that variable you are using in our document to insert the data in our collection. We can say employee age I have used here, the age of the employee. Similarly, employee salary I am using here, the salary of the employee. Next, we will move to our next data type is double. Double is used to store the floating point values. That means the decimal value you can use in this data type. For this example, I have taken the previous one only, but here I have changed the employee salary and I have assigned some decimal value into the salary variable. And that same variable I have used my document to insert the employee salary into my collection. Next is Boolean. It is used to store the Boolean value such as true or false. You can see in this example I have highlighted the line is permanent and I have assigned the value the Boolean is true. And this example employee name is King and age is 32, is permanent is true. That means the King is working in our company as a permanent role. And the same document I have inserted into employee collection. Next is date data type. This data type is used to store current date or time in Unix time format. It is a 64-bit integer which represents the number of milliseconds. This data type generally support UTC date time and it is signed. If the value of the date data type is negative, then it represents dates before 1970. It has three different methods to get the date details from MongoDB. The first one is date. It returns the current date in string format. Then next is new date. It returns a date object. It's the wrapper method of ISO date method. New ISO date method. It is also return a date object. Now we will see this example. I have created one variable. I have assigned the current date. I have used the same variable in my document. You can see employee joining date. So in this example, joining date will assign the current date of the system. The same document I will assign in employee collection. Now we will see timestamp. It is used to store timestamp. It can be used to track record inserted or modified. So better to understand, I will give one example. This is my collection and each document are inserted into this collection. For tracking purpose, I have created one field which is inserted date or modified date. The two fields will use the object timestamp. We can identify when the data is inserted or when data is modified. So for this example, I have created one variable, that is t. Then I have assigned the timestamp object to that variable. The same timestamp inserted into our collection. Next, we will check null data type. Null data type is used to store null value. That means nothing will stored in our field. For that case, I have created one variable which is a commission amount, and I have assigned the null. In this document, we can see I have used this commission amount in my document for commission amount. Here the employee king is not getting any commission from our company. So that's why I have to mention that is null value. For this purpose, I can use null data type, and the same document will insert it in our collection. Next, we will understand arrays. The arrays set of value. It can store the same or different data types value in it. In MongoDB, the array is created using square bracket. This type is used to store arrays or list or multiple value into one key. This will be used to store single or multiple value which can contain data types such as integer, date, double, string, etc. Now we will see this below example to understand more details on array. Array will created by using square bracket. So here we can see all these data contained inside the square bracket. So for this example, I have created one variable which is employee skill, and skills are .NET, Machine Learning, MongoDB, and these are created as a array format data type and assigned to this employee skill variable. The same variable I have assigned to the field which is skills. The second statement says the multiple value in assigned to one key actually. Here the skill is the key. So if you read this document, the employee name is Sapna who has knowledge about .NET, Machine Learning and MongoDB. So for that case, all these skills are represented as an array and assigned to the key prepared to the complete document, and the document is inserted into the employee collection. Now we will move to our next data type is object. Object data type stores embedded document. Embedded document are also known as nested document. It means one document can contain another document. An embedded document is key value pairs that is put inside another document. So we will understand this one in our below example. We can see I have created one document which is present in this bracket. This document is containing name, age and address. First field is name, string data type. The second one is integer, but here we can see the address. The address field have one more document. You can see the curly braces is here. This is the document of address details. It has some details like address 1, state, then pin. This combination of data to prepare one document, and that document containing inside the parent document. This is called the object data type. Now we will understand the object ID data type. This is the one important data type because we have already seen when we are inserted the data in MongoDB. So that time that object ID is created automatically from MongoDB. When a document gets created, MongoDB creates an object ID. This makes the document unique. In our previous session, we have inserted data into our collection. When we are inserted the data, that time automatically object ID is created in our document because this ID is used for document to unique. It is the combination of some parameters to creating this object ID, and it is 12 bytes of data. It is combination like date, MACD, PID, then counter. Date is 4 bytes, MACID is 3 bytes, process ID is 2 bytes, and counter is 3 bytes. The date will be the time in second. MACD represents MAC address of machine. PID represents of process ID. Counter represents random counter value. These combination of 4 data to create a object ID. In this example, if we are assigning the object ID explicitly to our variable ID, and we can create unique ID by using this variable, and that ID we can insert into our collection. Now we will understand JavaScript or code data type. This data type is used to store JavaScript code into the document. Simple, we can write the function inside the value and that data will inserted into our collection. So it is also possible in MongoDB. The final one is regular expression. This data type is used to store the regular expression in our document. You can see I have created one regular expression and assigned to this variable expression 1. Similarly, expression 2. This variable I am using in my document to save the data in my collection. Now we will explore all these examples in our MongoDB shell. I have opened my command prompt and I will move to my MongoDB folder. I will type Mongos. Now it is connected to my server. Now I will move to our company DB. Use company. Now it is switched to company database. So first I will create one variable, its name, and assign one string value. I will use this variable to insert the data in my collection. So here I am going to create employee collection. I will use the insert method. Then after I will create the document. In the document the field name is name. Then I will assign that variable and I will close my document and that method. Then after I will hit the enter button. So you can see the data is inserted successfully. Now we will see what data are present in my employee collection. Let's see, data is there. The name of employee is King. We can create the variable first or we can directly assign the variable in this document itself. That means I will create employee details without any variable. So employee dot insert, then after my document name, directly here I will write the string value. That is, in this case the employee name is Scott. Once I hit this document, the data is inserted successfully with employee name is Scott. Now we will see data is there or not. Now we can see data is available in our collection. So there is no mandatory to create the variable and assign that variable in our document. But also we can directly create the document with appropriate data type. Now we have understand that string data type. Just I will insert the data. I will use here insert one method, or we can use the insert method also, not a problem. Then document, here employee name is Rio and I'll create another field, its age, and will assign his age to 29. But here 29 I have not used any double quote or single quote. Once I hit the enter button, then data will be created successfully. For verify, we can use the find method to get the data. Let's see, we have 3 employees and the last one is containing the age. Now I will see the double data type. So similarly I will create another records, but here I will add one more field, that is salary. Name Ranjit, then age is 33 and he is getting the salary 90,892.34 rupees. You can see the age is integer format because it don't have any decimal point. But if you see the salary, it has the decimal point, that is double data type. If I hit the enter button, then data will be created successfully. Now I will verify by using find method. You can see we have 4 data right now and the last one having the field is salary and each is containing double data type data. Now we will discuss the Boolean data type. For this I have to insert one more record into my employee collection. I will create the document with name of the employee R Khan and one more field I will create is permanent, which is define the role of the employee. Here I will assign the Boolean value is false. That means Mr. Khan is not a permanent employee of our company. He is playing his role as a temporary basis. I'll close my document and also close my method. Then after I will hit the enter button. So we can see another record is inserted in my collection. We will verify the data. We can see one more record is inserted. We will understand date data type. For this case, I will create one variable is dt and will assign the date object, and the same variable I will use in my document to insert the data in employee collection. And this dt we will use as a date of joining. Date of joining I will assign my variable dt and I will close my document as well as the method closing bracket. And after I will hit the enter button, then data will inserted in our database. You can see we have discussed in our slide. This is the wrapper object of ISO date. So it is using that to get the date details. Let's understand the timestamp data type in MongoDB. I will create one variable that is inserted date and time. I will assign the timestamp into this variable. The same variable I will use when I am going to insert the document in my collection. Employee name is Han and salary 590 rupees, that is per day, and inserted date we will assign our previous variable, which is inserted dt. Again we will close our document and method. Then after we hit the enter button, our data is inserted into our collection. Let's see the document. You can see a timestamp variable is inserted in our inserted date field. Next data type is null. We will use null data type in this example. And name, this is the commission amount. This employee is not getting any commission from our company. So I have assigned null value into this field. Now see, the null data type is assigned into this commission amount field. Let's understand the arrays data type in MongoDB. For this example, I have created one skill variable and I will assign one array data type into this variable. So for this one, I will use the square bracket to create the array. The first value is Angular, then machine learning and MongoDB. I'll close square bracket. Once I hit the enter button, then skill variable is created as a array format data type. So the same variable I will use in my insert statement. In this document, I will use the employee name is Sapna and skill I will assign the variable. I'll close this method and hit the enter button. Then data is created successfully in our collection. Now we will search the data from our collection. Now you can see one more record is inserted with array data type. Let's understand the object data type in MongoDB. In our slide, we have discussed one document can contain another document. That means nested document are called as an object. So for this example, I will use the employee details as well as its address. Its address will contain another document which is address 1, state or pin code. All these details will contain inside the document. So here my first document is started right now. The employee name is Vikas. Now I have created one field is address and it will start another document. You can see I have started one more curly braces. So that means this is the another document. Here address 1, Koraput, state Odisha, pin, some number I have assigned and I will close the document. Here we can see this address is one document and this document is inside our outer document which is employee details. I'll close this one and once I hit the enter button, then data will create successfully. I have retrieved the data from the collection. We can see the object actually, which is a document type. Next, we will understand object ID data type. So for this, I will create one variable ID and will assign object ID. The same variable I will use in my document to insert the data into my employee collection. Here in this document, earlier I have not assigned any ID, but the ID is created automatically by MongoDB. But for this example, I will explicitly assign the object ID to my document. So for this underscore ID, then after my variable that is ID, which is I have created on the previous statement, then after name of the employee. Now I will hit the enter button. You can see explicitly object ID is assigned to this ID on this document. But previous example, we have not used any object ID by explicitly, but implicitly MongoDB assigned some object ID to this document because each document has their uniqueness by object ID. JavaScript data type. So for this I have written the statement and the last field is method, which is containing the function of JavaScript, that is code data type. Once I hit the enter button, then data is created successfully. See our method which is inserted into our collection. Now this is our last data type in MongoDB, the regular expression data type. For this case, I will create one variable by using Regex function. Here expression1 got that value by using Regex expression. And that variable I will use in my document. So you can see that is inserted into my employee collection. You can see last document of my employee collection. Expression1 is containing regular expression data type. We have covered all these documents in MongoDB. Next video we will discuss insert statement in MongoDB. We will meet on another video. Thank you. Please subscribe YouTube channel InfoSyntax, and for more details you can visit www.infosyntax.com. Bye.